Alright guys, today I'm going to be reacting to my trading journey's video on EzAlgo titled Unknown Buy Sell Indicator Grows Account 291% in 100 Trades. So I'm going to link this video, first link in the description below, so you can watch this whole thing for yourself. But I'm going to react to it non-biased, right? This is of course my indicator and what we use inside the Easy Trades Discord community. So I'm going to record my first reaction and let you guys know my thoughts.
In this video, I'm going to show you guys a new unknown buy sell indicator on TradingView that very few people know about, that got some mind-blowing results when I back tested it. So make sure you watch till the end. Again, nothing in this video is financial advice. It's all for informational purposes only. Let me show you the indicator first along with the strategy, and then we'll back test it to see how it performs. So this particular indicator is called the EzAlgo. To add it, first you need to get it from the link in the description. Go to their website, get
first link in the description below if you guys want EzAlgo. Let's go.
And once you get it, it'll show up in your invite only strips.
Look at that, 112 likes compared to 12,000 on LuxAlgo. You guys already know which indicator is better. Come on now, let's go.
EzAlgo, and you see how not too many people know about this one. Yeah, that's pretty cool, right? So, you know, it's something new on the market, so I wanted to test it out and see how legit this is. And honestly, I was impressed, and I'll show it to you in the results.
Let's go.
But the indicator itself is pretty good, but I use it. It was giving some false signals. So what I did was I used two free indicators on TradingView.
Let me pause this right here and explain why we have false signals here and there, right? Of course, with any buy sell indicator, there's going to be some false signals. You know, he's also on the 5-minute time frame, which is another reason for that. And he said he's going to use the EMA as a free indicator and the MACD. We actually have EMAs built into the EzAlgo indicator, so you could use a combination of different EMAs to get even better results than, you know, just the one EMA that he's going to be using. But to kind of help mitigate these false signals, what you're going to be doing is using the automatic support and resistance levels, right? That's the bread and butter, and we'll see if he's going to use them in this video. But, you know, the bread and butter, like I said, are the support and resistance levels. So that is how you mitigate these false buy and sell signals. You're only going to take sell signals at a resistance level, and you're only going to be taking buy signals at a support level.
To help filter out
and also just want to say I'm not a fan of the MACD. I do not personally use the MACD. It is a lagging indicator, right? It can be useful in some scenarios. We'll see how he can use it, but I would not recommend MACD.
The trades that would have gone the opposite way. So to kind of make it a little bit more effective, I added two more indicators. So this is the settings that I use for EzAlgo, right?
So he's using the standard settings so far, the 1.5 sensitivity and the buy and sell signals and trend ribbon, right? So he's not using any of the other inputs. So that is also a large part as to why there are false signals, but we'll let it play. I used
sensitivity 1.5, just showing buy and sell signals and showing the trend ribbon. There's a bunch of other stuff that I can show too, but I turned everything else.
The most important stuff. You turn off the most important stuff.
Off. Okay, everything else I turned off because I just wanted the buy sell signals to see how effective they were, and I wanted to.
You should never go off of strictly buy sell signals ever. If you're watching this, right, I call EzAlgo a buy sell indicator, but you need to be using horizontal levels, whatever strategy you're using. So I'm curious to see what his results are using this strategy, but definitely, you know, don't rely on buy and sell signals because you're not going to be long-term profitable. You know, you might be, right? I actually don't know. On a higher time frame, you could be, but you need to keep these horizontal levels in mind. The most important aspect, you guys already know that. Let's let this play.
To look at the trend ribbon, all right? The two free indicators that I added was I added the EMA, 200 length EMA, and I added the MACD for confirmation. Okay, so
that's the only time you're going to use MACD is for confirmation, never a basis for entry. So like usually if you have MACD, that's already, once you've entered a trade, you'll look for the MACD crossover after you've entered the trade, but you don't want to enter a trade solely based off of the MACD indicator.
If I take these away right now, let me show you what would happen. All right, you get a buy signal, great. You get a sell signal, this would have been a loss because you would have stopped out. You get a buy signal right here. That would have not gone very far before it swung.
So the reason that these are false signals is because it's clearly at a resistance level. If you pull up EzAlgo right now, I can tell just by looking at this chart that that would have been a resistance level. Maybe not after the first rejection, but definitely after the second rejection, near that second buy signal, you would not be taking that trade because we're right into a resistance level. So you wouldn't be taking any of those signals. So that's how you mitigate the false buy and sell. And also, he didn't look left on the chart, right? I don't know if there's a previous resistance level there in the past, right? If you look left on the 5-minute, you can't see. So that's something else to keep in mind when you're actually trading. So this is a good video so far, right? He's doing a good job. It is difficult to backtest, right? So I give him credit for actually, going through and backtesting this all. But if you don't look left when you're actually trading, right? The reason I'm reacting to this is to give you guys information when you're actually trading, and not just going back and looking, because it is great to backtest. And you do get some great results, but it's a whole lot different when you're actually in the trade. So you're not going to be taking that second buy signal right off the bat. That's right at a resistance level. So keep that in mind.
Swung back down, right? So there would have been some false signals. So the strategy that I use is, number one, let me go ahead and add the EMA again.
And also, this guy plugs EzAlgo in every video, right? He has a promo code for EzAlgo. I'm assuming he has a referral code. Get this guy an EzAlgo. If you're watching this, hit up this guy. Tell him to get the EzAlgo affiliate link. That's besides the point. But man, this guy needs to be promoting EzAlgo. Come on, man. Let's go.
And then I'm going to add the MACD. I'm going to make some changes to the settings of the EMA. So this, I'm going to make 200. Style, I'm going to make this a little bit thicker so it's a little easier to see. Right, so there's your 200 EMA right there, the blue line. And then MACD, I'm not going to make any changes to. All right, we're going to keep it as is. So the strategy that I use for this particular one, and there are rules. The biggest rule right now, when I backtested this where it was super effective, no trading in the first hour of the market open and the last hour of market close. So I'm in Central Standard Time Zone. So for me, it was 8:30 to 9:30. I'm not taking any trades on this. And then from 2 to 3 o'clock, because the market closes at 3 o'clock my time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern. So between 8:30 to 9:30, no trades. From 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock p.m., no trades, all right? Because the market is way too volatile, and it'll give you some signals just because that market volatility. I did not go for those because those seem to be off. Number one rule, right, about the time when to do the trades. Number two, when you get a buy signal, I was making sure that the price action is above the 200 EMA, so we're going with the long-term trend.
Also, a great strategy is when you're trading, make sure that price is above the 200 EMA for buy signals and below for sell signals. I'll usually do that on a higher time frame, not on the 5-minute. But as you can see, it seems to be working on the 5-minute. So definitely be sure to try this as well.
Okay. And if it's a sell, we want the price action to be below the 200 EMA. Then on the MACD, when you get a buy signal and the price action is above the 200 EMA, you got to make sure that there's a green bar in the histogram, right?
So that's why he's using the MACD. It's for another confluence. Make sure it's in the green. So far, I actually really like this strategy. It's very simple. If you're looking for a scalping strategy on stocks, maybe for options or whatever, definitely use this strategy. It seems pretty simple. So excited to see the results.
Right? That's super important. So for instance, this trade would have been a loss, or we wouldn't have gotten into this trade because, yeah, we got a buy signal and the price action is above the 200 EMA, but the bars over here, they're not green, right? They're red and pink. We're not going to go for that trade. So here, you get a sell signal. We would not have gotten into this trade. Why? Because the price action was above the 200 EMA. We're not going to go against the trend. So we're looking for long positions only when the price action is above the 200 EMA, and going short and taking sell positions when the price action is below the 200 EMA, okay?
So right off the bat, I can say a better way to use this strategy rather than the MACD would be to simply take longs when you're above the 200 EMA and prices come down to an EzAlgo support level. That is where you're going to be taking a long, and only taking short positions when price is under the 200 EMA at a resistance level. So personally, I would remove the MACD and swap that with the support and resistance levels, but that's just my recommendation.
Along with making sure that these bars are blue when we're going long, and they're red when we're going short. I'll show you guys an example of a short trade too. So for instance, this right here, and also on this particular strategy, I'm using the 5-minute time frame with Heikin-Ashi candles. This indicator, EzAlgo, works best on the Heikin-Ashi candles. And I know a lot of people in the comments are going to be like, well, the Heikin-Ashi is not actual true price action because it lags and it averages out the last couple of candlesticks, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you know what? You're right. But at the same time, when you're looking at a 5-minute time frame, that difference is not that significant. Okay? If you're doing an hour or 4-hour chart, yes, the price would have been very, very off. But on a 5-minute time frame, it's not that big of a deal. Okay? So it works super effective on the Heikin-Ashi.
Yeah, that's also something I want to cover. You can use Heikin-Ashi even on a 5-minute time frame. You probably want to have split screen with the standard Japanese as well, but definitely you can use Heikin-Ashi on the 5-minute, especially if you're a beginner. It definitely helps you to see the trend, and I have no problem doing that. So, you know, for everyone that says, oh, you can't use Heikin-Ashi on the 5-minute, that's not true. You can still be very profitable.
Ashi candles. So for instance, on this particular trade, you get a buy signal, price action's above the 200 EMA. You got a blue line right here. When the candle closes, that's when I'd get in. I like to put the stop loss below the recent swing low on the long, all right? And even when I did the back test, it was risk to reward ratio 1 to 1.5, okay? Boom, hit it right there, all right? Below.
All right, so skip to 1230, and we have a 290% P&L, 100 trades, 68 wins and 32 losses, a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio, max drawdown only 5%. So this has proven just in this little back test to be a great strategy. We'll see what he has to say.
Subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos on other awesome trading strategies and indicators, along with some back test results of those, all right? So overall, pretty solid results, right? The thing that was super impressive to me, number one, okay, so let's go through this stuff. So I did the risk to reward ratio. Let me X that out. The risk to reward ratio on this was 1 to 1.5, all right? And for each trade, I was taking a stop loss of 2% of the portfolio size, and for a win, 3%, right? So that, again, that's 1 to 1.5 risk to reward ratio. The cool thing that the thing that blew me away about this particular indicator was actually the max drawdown. The max drawdown on losses was only 5.88%, where it took a couple of consecutive losses.
Yeah, so the max drawdown was just over 5% with 3 consecutive losses over 100 trades. So that is extremely good. If you're in the trading space, you know that is extremely difficult to do. And as you can see, EzAlgo has done that in this back test, right? I'm not saying if you did 1,000 trades, there wouldn't be more, but in this back test specifically, very good win rate percentage and small max drawdown, which is very, very good. And I'm actually on Apple right now on the 5-minute time frame, and you can see that when you involve these support and resistance levels, the results can change a lot. So I actually think it could be more than 68%. I think it could be somewhere from 75 to 80% win rate. And that is, you know, using good risk management and using the support and resistance levels, right? Also, we have other inputs on EzAlgo that you can use as well, such as these mild sell signals, right? These mild buy signals. So definitely, you know, keep that in mind as well. If you're interested in getting EzAlgo, click the first link in the description below. And I think that was a great back test. Hopefully, I think he's going to be making another video pretty soon as well. So follow his channel to see that as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more trading content, and I'll see you guys next video.